how reckless of me. I made you all wet.
Yes, but my martini's still dry. My name's James.
Hello, James. I'm Fatima Blush.
In the world of international espionage, the women are as deadly as they are beautiful. Welcome to WatchMojo.com.
Shall we?
And today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 evil James Bond women.
Beautiful place Goldfinger has here.
Yes. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
For this list, all you need is to be female and have a healthy hatred for our favorite 00 agent.
You should have killed me when you had the chance.
Also, only Eon-produced Bond films count. So, sorry Fatima Blush fans, but we aren't counting Never Say Never Again. Sean Connery's involvement notwithstanding.
We've got time to kill.
And, just so you know, a spoiler alert is probably in order.
You don't need the gun.
Number 10, Naomi, the spy who loved me.
Mr. Sterling,
Yes?
I'm Naomi. Mr. Stromberg sent me to collect you.
All respectable Bond villains come complete with their very own femme fatale, whose primary job it is to look great while the villain kills people. At first, Naomi does just that, flirting with 007 to get closer to him. Eventually, Naomi takes a more active role in the story when she chases Bond and his cohort with a helicopter, attempting to gun them down. Luckily, Roger Moore's Bond always has an outrageous device to help him. Number 9, Bambi and Thumper, Diamonds Are Forever.
I'm Bambi.
Good morning, Bambi.
And I'm Thumper. Is there something we can do for you?
James Bond only meets this confusingly named duo for a couple of minutes tops.
And, that's all there is to it.
But their encounter is memorable as the deadly gymnasts frivolously flip and somersault their way around the room. And eventually engage 007 in an unfair fistfight. They overwhelm him at first with their acrobatic prowess, but eventually Bond has enough of their antics and decides to drown them in a nearby pool. Number 8, Fiona Volpe, Thunderball.
You better fasten your safety belt.
A formidable agent of the evil Spectre, Fiona Volpe oversees the ordered execution of high-profile targets.
James Bond, who only has to make love to a woman and she starts to hear heavenly choir singing. She repents and immediately returns to the side of right and virtue. But not this one.
Using her feminine wiles and other assets, she is able to kill quickly and efficiently.
Don't let her make so much noise. Use the chloroform.
She's eventually sent to execute our favorite MI6 agent.
You look pale, Mr. Bond. I hope I didn't frighten you.
I see, I've always been a nervous passenger.
Some men just don't like to be driven.
No, some men just don't like to be taken for a ride.
But like all women when confronted with 007, she first agrees to sleep with him.
Aren't you in the wrong room, Mr. Bond?
Not from where I'm standing.
After a bloody foot chase, the two end up on a dance floor where Bond gallantly uses Fiona as a human shield. Number 7, Irma Bunt, on Her Majesty's Secret Service.
I'm Fräulein Irma Bunt, personal secretary to the Count.
Not your typical Bond femme fatale. Irma Bunt is an aging, severe woman who oversees a clinic full of naive young bombshells for the purpose of brainwashing them into super spies.
Fräulein, I should warn you, guns make me very nervous.
They're to keep away the spies from the chemical companies. Many times already they have tried to steal our discoveries.
Did someone say naive young bombshells? Bond isn't far behind and succeeds in thwarting the evildoers and even finds himself a wife in the process.
The toast is the bride and bridegroom, Mr. and Mrs. James Bond.
Not to be outdone, Irma Bunt reappears to kill Bond's new wife, Tracy, thus allowing 007 to continue his philandering ways in future films. Number 6, Rosa Klebb, From Russia with Love.
Training is useful, but there is no substitute for experience.
I agree.
It's safe to say that most millennials were probably first introduced to this classic Bond character in Austin Powers' International Man of Mystery. Scott! But before the spoof,
I find the parallel amusing.
Rosa Klebb was hunting down 007 with her poisoned spiked shoe, and some of that classic communist hate for all things free and beautiful.
He seems fit enough. Have him report to me in Istanbul in 24 hours.
Sadly, she was too old and wrinkly for Bond to deal with her in his usual style, so he opted to beat her down with a chair. Number 5. Miranda Frost, Die Another Day.
My protege. Gorgeous, isn't she?
The Bond franchise seemed to be on its last legs with this final Pierce Brosnan entry.
That is enough!
Everyone is a campy cartoon, but amid all the nonsense, Rosamund Pike does a more than serviceable job as the film's femme fatale.
You never thought of looking inside your own organization? She was right under your nose.
A former MI6 agent, Miranda Frost defected to the bad guys, presumably because she thought her name really suited villain Gustav Graves' theme.
I enjoyed last night, James. But it really is death for breakfast.
After a couple of incomprehensible double crosses, Miranda is eventually dispatched via a stab wound.
Read this, bitch.
Number 4. Pussy Galore, Goldfinger.
Who are you?
My name is Pussy Galore.
I must be dreaming.
We're not sure what conventions were like back in Ian Fleming's day, but in our enlightened times, you just don't find names like this anymore.
Well, how about it, handsome? Don't you think it's time we got to know each other socially?
Well, the new Miss Galore. Where do you hide your gold knuckles in this outfit?
Pussy Galore and her flying circus are a group of attractive young pilots, hired by our eponymous villain to poison a bunch of people with gas.
Well, won't you join me?
Not on duty. I'm Mr. Goldfinger's personal pilot.
While Pussy thinks she's just engaging in a standard gold caper, not world market-crashing nuclear shenanigans, Bond eventually makes her see the light after they sleep together.
Oh, no, you don't. This is no time to be rescued.
Number 3. Elektra King, The World Is Not Enough.
Em told me she was sending someone. Mister?
Bond. James Bond.
Before Raul Silva revealed his horrible disfiguration in Skyfall.
Look upon your work, Mala.
Another Bond villain sported some wicked ear scars.
When he refused, I told him I would do it myself.
Seemingly a naive young heiress with only good in her heart.
Look at me. Look at my eyes. Look at my eyes. Look at my eyes. You're all right. Everything's all right.
Elektra King eventually reveals herself to be a homicidal maniac who, like a lot of Bond villains, enjoys taking part in some crazy sex stuff before she kills people.
You know what happens when a man is strangled?
It's luck then that Bond has a pre-Hagrid Robbie Coltrane on his side.
You're alive. So glad to see you.
Me too.
Number 2. Mayday, A View to a Kill. In the very last of the Roger Moore Bond films, Grace Jones plays Mayday, a tall, muscular henchwoman who has it out for our hero. She isn't your typical femme fatale, sporting a finely sheared crop top of a do and enough strength to lift a whole man over her head. It almost doesn't seem fair for the frail 57-year-old British man.
I see you're a woman of very few words.
But in the end, she comes to see the error of her evil ways when, surprise, Bond eventually beds her.
What's there to say?
Normally here we'd list some honorable mentions, but we've decided that while The World May Not Be Enough, 10 is for this list. On to our top pick.
The pleasure will be all mine.
Number 1. Xenia Onatopp, GoldenEye.
My name's Bond. James Bond.
Xenia Sergeyevna Onatopp.
Before she was Jean Grey in the X-Men franchise.
Something's wrong.
Famke Janssen was trying to kill James Bond with more than just her mind.
It's close enough.
Not for what I wouldn't mind.
Xenia Onatopp, as her name may or may not suggest, enjoys murdering her targets during sexy time, arguably the best possible time to be killed.
Xenia, I can't breathe.
Although she does use her thighs to squeeze the life out of you, which we're guessing isn't that fun. For once, though, Bond isn't the only sexual predator in the international spy biz.
Take me to Yanis.
Onatopp attempts to kill him several times before she herself is dispatched through the crafty use of an exploding helicopter for a taste of her own medicine. Do you agree with our list?
Remember, I know all about you, 007.
Who's your favorite evil Bond woman? For more sexy but deadly top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Your friends are waiting for you.